Wait a minute. That's not what it's like to work here. That recruiting video's just a hunk of shit.
What's up, guys? Hey, Zano. Good morning. How you doing, buddy? So, yeah, it's Monday. Was an interesting weekend this weekend with you, bud. I appreciated the game time that we all were able to kind of knock out between Saturday and Sunday. I know Chad looked like Chad had an absolute blast while it was going on too. So, man, just trying to get everything up and going, and need to get something to drink this morning. So, how are things over in your neck of the woods? Yeah, I know. No ball cap this morning. I left it downstairs and was feeling a little bit too lazy to run downstairs to go grab one. So, yeah, hair. It is what it is. At least it's laying down this time instead of like being all over the place. You know. Really? So that's what's going on? Is the distortion cannons are bugged out? Okay, we'll have to take a look at it. And I mean, is it a known bug, or is it one that just both of you guys are experiencing on the Vanguard that he purchased? Okay. That is fair. That is fair. Um, so Red Dragon update. Should everything should be here Wednesday, and I'll it may take me a day in order to be able to prep myself for absolute you know um, should I say embarrassment, but yeah, we'll be good sometime this week here, buddy. All right. So I guess again we've got a few minutes before everybody really gets logged in and gets going. I'm gonna make sure that my game is up and running and that I don't get kicked from the server really quickly. So bear with me here for a second, just so I can move inverse so it doesn't freak out on me. And we'll come right on back. So I don't know how much everybody has been in and digging and taking a look at what's been going on, but this week there seems to have been a whole ton of movement that has just taken place. And obviously, Alien Week is here. Um, People can kind of go through and read a lot about what they want to read. A lot of what we're seeing first is about the Banu race, and my understanding is that they'll be introducing more and more races as things go on and as time goes on. But, um, you know, that kind of said, they they've started releasing ships this week, and we did have to go through and do some upgrades. I wasn't really ready to do the upgrades, but based on in part your generous donation there, Red Dragon, and some of the things that came in from subscriptions and other stuff like that, went ahead and bit the bullet and just did the upgrade that I was hoping to do for the channel for a very long time, and you know, I'll show it to you guys in game. But so there's a little bit of lore that's sitting here. Couple of different things. So we've got the Banu, we've got the Tavaran, the Zion, and obviously the Vandal. Um, so there's going to be quite a bit that's going to be coming out, and we'll explore that all on a little bit later basis. Um, so basically, what I was really wanting to get at is there's a couple of things that they're running. There's some contests that are going on where you can go through this link and click on the share your first contact message. Um, they want to be able to see what people can do, and there's some prizes that are sitting out there. If you're a cook, or if you want to get into some of that stuff, then by all means, go for it. Not something that I'm really wanting to participate in myself, but hey, whatever floats your boat. Obviously, you know this is grassroots marketing right here, and we'll see what happens. All right, let's see. Get to the chopper. So, Alien Tech this week, and if you guys are wanting to get in on it, this week is the week to do it. Um, Ultimately, there are a few new ships, a few new things that are available. As far as standalones, as far as upgrades, things like that. Um, so obviously, you've got the Aurora Nox, or AOPA. Hopefully, I'm saying that right. So, you've got the standard Nox, you've got the Nox KUE, um, you've got the Karatu Owl. Um, a lot of these are freaking fantastic. So, the Bandu Defender. Now, I can tell you firsthand, I love this ship. This is a badass ship. I really enjoy it. If you're looking for a Sandtalk, you can be able to get into one of those. And the Blade is available also. Now, keep in mind, these are alien ships, so they are looking for crowdsourcing and crowdfunding. Um, they are really interesting. And last but not least, so this is the news that the channel has for the day. This weekend, with the donations that were made, and again with all the subscriptions, things like that were available to us, we went ahead and upgraded our account from the Prospector and jumped into the Merchantman here. Now, obviously, the Merchantman is not out in game, so in the meantime, they gave me a Bantu Defender to fly, as well as an additional Caterpillar. So, for those of you keeping track, that means now 4 cats in the fleet. Just my personal fleet. So, we'll see how that kind of plays out in the future, and what we do with bringing pilots in and out and seeing what's going to go on and what's happening there. So that is kind of the crux of Alien Week. It really is nothing more than a show and tell event, adding a little bit of lore and adding some access to a few more craft, and trying to generate some more development resources and funds. So, next, let's jump on to what we like to do, or what I like to do first thing on Monday. So, a few things for 310, obviously. They are releasing the bartender functionality with 310. He was originally supposed to be a mission giver, and what's going to end up happening is that they need to do some improvements. So there will not be a mission giver initially with the bartender functionality. Okay, so that has been pushed back, and we'll see when all that comes and runs through. The biggest one for me is the next one, and I am very disappointed to have to make this announcement, but docking. It's taking more time than they originally thought, because of quality control issues, and they were initially planning to go with Q3. That did not work, so we went from 310 to what could have been 311 in speculation, and now it's off the roadmap. Okay, they don't even know when they're going to be able to get it solidified. So docking for things like the hulls and some of the larger ships, that's been postponed, and I can't tell you when it's going to take place. So I am not too happy with that. That in and of itself is bad news for a channel that is based upon primarily trading. So yeah, hopefully they get their heads together collectively and are able to push that forward and bring that back into 311, and we see it by the end of the year. All right. Elevator panels. So they've done some changing of the elevator panels, and the complexity has gone up, and they are moving that into 311. So it sounds like they're just, and I'm sorry, I hate to say this, I love the game, and I think they're doing a fantastic job with it, but a lot of the stuff that is quality of life issues for players right now seems to be getting the I'm going to kick the can down the road kind of mentality. So maybe I'm just a little salty over the fact that they pushed docking about pretty much indefinitely at this point, but we'll see what happens. All right. So Kruger Intergalactic. So the Archimedes Emerald, right? Um, all they did was just update this to clarify that it's a skin and not a ship. Xano, I like that. But yeah, they added thirst, so that's a good thing. Oh, they also added hunger, remember? So not only can you die from thirst, but you can die from hunger. Those are quality enhancements. I really like those. All right. So apparently there must have been some miscommunications and some misunderstandings about the Archimedes Emerald, and people thinking that this was actually a ship and not just a skin that's going to go on. So let's jump over to the next one here, which should be 310. What have they actually gotten done, and where are they sitting with 310? Okay. It doesn't look like they've done a whole ton, right? And good morning, Anderson. How are you doing today? So if we're going to go back in, we're going to take a look. They have not made any progress sitting here on the mission giver. Obviously, they're not going to be pushing through anything with him other than is he just a bartender? What's going on here? That's really about it. Okay. I expect these tasks to diminish here, and we'll see an update here probably this next week. Locations. So again, they're making a little bit of progress here on Grim Hex, but they seem to be adding tasks and moving backwards here when it comes to shops in New Babbage. So we'll see what's happening there. We do have some stuff that's sitting over in part of the PTU right now. So it's not the general PTU, but they are working through quality control issues at this point. And let's see. Xano, what did it tell you? Cocktail. Okay. Well, I tried to remove some of the filters there, and I'll have to... I'm going to say this, and it's going to come out wrong. I'm going to have to go in and type that cock is okay to type into chat. So... maybe by tomorrow that'll be fixed. That is not what I wanted to start off with first thing this morning. Alright. So they have done some more AI polishing. This is one that I'm looking forward to for the NPCs to be able to do a little bit more here. Hopefully they won't be playing in God mode, but they will be playing a little bit more like a player. Moving on. First-person combat weapon types. They have completed all of this, so we're gonna see some new stuff going on. I think we'll be good there. Let's see. So they're gonna have much wider arsenals, which means we might have access to dropped weapons and other things like that. Good morning, Mike. How you doing? All right. So. Looks like they made a little bit of progress here in the gameplay, not by much. Let's see which topic they actually were able to improve on. Redesigning and rebuilding the ship's HUDs. So they are working on that, the block UI tech. I don't expect to see too many changes in the HUDs, but I think we'll be all right. Yep, so, as it is in true fashion here at the channel, guys, please feel free to see whatever you can do to get past that filter. I want to see some of the most interesting comments that we can pop up with. Alright, so Xano has still added a roofie cocktail he's going to make for players to explain after 30k. Alright. Is that doesn't offset the unstable shit that they will add. I don't disagree, Zano. Obviously, you know, they're focusing on trying to add content more than stabilization. 391 was supposed to be a stabilization patch, and they did make some progress there, in my opinion. But obviously, there's a very big verse, and there's a lot of destabilized things right now. Looks like they are making a lot more progress sitting over here on the body dragging, so that's pretty good. We did get the update about elevator panels. They are pushing that one back, so we'll see what happens with that. A little bit of update here in the mass drivers. And it looks like they're adding more tasks back into some of the ballistics and some of the electron stuff. So we'll see how that plays out. They didn't make any progress over in Core Tech. All right. So that's the quick and the dirty and the basics of. I'm just gonna say the background of what happened this week in the verse. So obviously Alien Week, the updates on what's happening with the roadmap, and exactly where they are on some of the details. Plus the fact that they've got some QA happening that's taking place over in the PTU right now. So. Epic Manti, welcome to the stream. I don't believe I've had a chance to see you commenting before, but right now I've kind of issued a challenge to the people that are in chat to see if they can get past my quote-unquote foul language filter. So you will probably see some really crazy stuff being typed in right now, but please feel free to have some fun, alright? Alright, so again, since we are a trading channel, one of the things that I would like to kind of do here on Mondays is quickly take a look and get back into some of the stuff that is happening with Gallic. Obviously, those of you that were on Saturday evening, you know that we did have Revere, who is the programmer. He jumped in and was watching stream and brought up a couple of things to him, and you know what? In true champ fashion, the dude went straight to his computer and he programmed the fixes and pushed them directly out into production. And because of that, I am honestly just beside myself that he would take his time in order to be able to do that just based on recommendations. So, you know, I'm pretty stoked about that. So I want to make sure that you guys are very aware of, the fact that he is a supporter of the channel and that I support his product. We had not met until a stream about 2 weeks ago, in where he saw me actually hyping up his tool, and he came back in. So, we I just want to kind of point out that certain things that were made and certain things that are being done here. If you haven't truly ever explored this thing fully, oh hell, I gotta remember that one. I'm not gonna go there yet. I'll sign in later, especially when I gotta do it on stream. Note to self: put a sticky up here. I'm gonna have to get that as part of my launch stuff. All right. So when you're talking about Gallic, right, guys, please be aware. And I don't do this for a lot of people, but because of the way that Revere did this for us, I will tell you right now, if you do want to ever support a private developer doing something, please feel free to go to his main page and hit up his Patreon. I'm sure he would greatly appreciate the work that he is doing being rewarded, because he is doing this for free. All right. So jumping back into this, the change that we had asked for was over here in trading, obviously. And when we were under commodities, going through a lot of this stuff, what was happening is that we would come in and we would take a look at max inventories, and we would take a look at refresh rates. And what was really taking place is that you would go through, he's got the filters working properly as they should. So that was the push that he did for production for us. So I'm really glad that he was able to do that. And we'll we'll just kind of leave it at that, and we'll explore the tool a little bit further at a little bit later time. So without any further ado, now let me see if I can go ahead and get back in here. And yes, Zano, just for you, we are back on the European servers today. Now, I'm going to be playing without my voice attack today. I don't know when and if Chad's going to be popping in and out and what's going to be going on, so we'll just see. We're running the same profiles, and, you know, we've noticed a little bit that if he goes through, because he's more active on voice chat than I am, or voice attack than I am, when we go through, you know, we'll be able to see his commands actually affecting my ship on occasion, so that's kind of a challenge. And one other thing, as I'm starting to get up here and get stuff ready to go, I do want to show you one other thing. Right? So here in the Discord, I did go through and reorganize some stuff. There's some people that saw this weekend, as opposed to our general chat where we tend to have pictures and posts and other things taking place. You know, obviously, it's starting to become a little bit more active. I did create an actual chat channel here under Star Citizen. I started to break apart some of the games that are being played on the channel and created what was available for people to use. So if you're on Twitch and you go through and you click the Discord link, you'll be able to access the Discord. And what you will see is that you'll have a general chat access. You'll have a couple of public channels that you can go in and out of. So these public channels are for anybody to use. So if you need a place where you've got a small group of friends together and you need to be able to get in and you know, chat and work back and forth, the public channels are available. I do have a recording channel for if I do bring pilots on during stream, and we can hop over into the recording channel for everybody to work with, as well as, you know, obviously I do have a lockdown channel so that as I'm playing and as I'm streaming, I do have a place to be able to work through. Alright. Also, any of you guys know if being a golden ticket holder is good for anything? Golden ticket holder. Don't know. Don't know, buddy. We'll figure it out. Alright, I did, after we all got off on, you know, Sunday night, or Sunday afternoon, I came back and I did a test. And, with the caterpillars that I had sitting here, I wanted to see, as a solo pilot, with the amount of caterpillars that I had, what could be made and what could be earned in 1 hour of gameplay. Right? And I just wanted to see how it would work out. Last night, because obviously Laranite wasn't flowing and I didn't want to get involved into all the craziness there, I did go ahead and... oh crap, I lost my shotgun yesterday. Well, that sucks. Okay, we'll have to pick up another one. But I did go ahead and run some trades, and I was able to do some speed trading. Just in the volume in my ear here, guys, sorry. I got 403k per hour. That was the top of what I was capable of earning without using Laranite. So I don't know if you guys, you know, want to see that kind of process take place. It's an hour worth of gameplay, and it's pretty I'm just gonna say brutal, and then what I mean by brutal is it's just no frills flight. Come in by the seat of your pants, land sliding, jumping out of the ship, running in, grabbing trade, running back, doing it over and over again with a few different ships. But um, I do know that that is a possibility for anybody sitting on multiple large ships. Is it'll take you about an hour to be able to run through and do some crazy stuff like that. Other than that, um, we can try and see if we can find other ways to get into trouble. Apparently, you know, like I'm just going to kind of call you out there, Jelly. Um, this weekend, Jelly had a very wonderful adventure of how not to get away with murder. His crime stat is absolutely skyrocketed, and every time he turned around trying to get the crime stat cleared off, some crazy shit would happen, and he'd find himself right back in jail with a 16-hour sentence. Um, Eventually, I think it took what, almost a 24-hour period for that to get rid of the crime stat. So it was kind of funny, and I'm glad Chad was able to help you get that knocked out. But again, it's Monday morning, first thing, so we're gonna go. What I think is probably gonna happen. Yeah, you did. You made it out, buddy. I'm glad you were able to make it out. And I hear the Discord chat popping, but Streamwise is kind of okay. You posted it. All right. Let me take a look. Robertson Space Industries, the golden ticket. Greetings, you're a special recipient of this ticket from Mr. I want to shake your hand upon purchase of Robertson. Do invite you to private showing of my next creation. Opportunity to participate in its development. Okay. Really? So that's sitting on your account, correct? On the overview? Curious. Alrighty. Above character reset. Oh, okay. Alright. Yeah, wow. That's kind of cool. I don't know what that means for you. Alright, well, hey, it is what it is, dude. Good to go. Let me know what that is. I think that's fantastic. So are you actually a monthly subscriber, Zano? No. Alright. So you got chosen at random, or you bought the right ship, or something happened there. That's awesome for you, dude. I'm really curious how that's going to work out and what that is. So read the fine print, though, because if you are going to be involved in some kind of playtesting, I want to make sure that you don't find yourself in trouble by sharing any information. You put your email until a certain date. Okay. Alright, so, again, this morning, first thing, I want to be able to kind of get out here, and we're going to run and check and see what we can find as far as what trades actually are flowing in the verse right now. That way, for anybody who is really just wanting some trading advice first thing this morning, let's see if we can find out what we've got available to us. So since we're in Hurston, we're going to run over to Ariel first, and we're going to check and see what is going on with those. Actually, you know what? We'll do Ida first, Astatine first. I'm going to go ahead and kill chat there, at least global chat. You get a virtual thing in your hangar, but that's it. That really sounds like the RSI marketing team is falling down on the job, because you're not gonna plagiarize Willy Wonka and then all of a sudden, not give you, keys to the candy store, right? But it's limited, so maybe a collector will pay for it. I could see something like that happen. I mean, obviously, if you got stuff that's sitting out there like the gray market and things like that, if you've got anything that's limited in a game, somebody is going to be a fanatic about it. Now, I will say this, Xano, and everybody else that's on. If I happen to find one of those, like, Easter egg kind of trades that's going on, if something is available that is just so beyond belief that it's like, let's just make some cash, and you can make it hand over fist, then I'll probably grab a few pilots this morning and pull out the caterpillars, and we'll see what we can do about, getting what we can. But, it's a laid-back kind of casual Monday, and I do want to double-check and see what stuff is available right now for people to be able to mess around with. And then, obviously, probably later on this evening, I'll be on again, Xano, so, we can all just kind of sit back, kick back, and chill, and have a little fun. But I probably, on stream today, need to go ahead and bring out the Banu Defender. Can we see the mission givers like Eckhart? I don't see why that's a problem. I mean, we can find it. Hopefully we can find it today. Let me see how long it takes to kind of get bearings on what trades are available first, though, Red Dragon. Alright. Which side of the planet are we off on? So Ida should be a straight shot. John, okay. How do you make good money somewhat safely? With only 10K, I'm going to tell you right now, with the freelancer and 10K, you really don't have the seed money to really pull off anything crazy yet with freelancer. So there are two things that I would suggest that you do. The personal box missions. And let's run to Writer first here. Alright, so what I would do is I would initially start off with going into these deliveries, but trying to do it from a personal perspective, because you'll see that the payments are significantly higher, okay? So go ahead and try and do those missions initially, and that'll give you some pretty good seed money. It'll take you probably an hour, 2 hours to knock these out. But once you have that, I mean, just if you take a look right here, I've got 5, right? So basically, just between these 4, you're looking at 60K, almost 70K by the time you do the appropriations one as well, okay? So there's a whole lot that you can get done with this to get the seed money that you need. That is where, honestly, you need to start. Okay? Now, once you have that 50 to 60K, now you're in a position where you have the freelancer and you can go ahead and start getting some commodities in order to be able to start making some money with the freelancer. Um, Now, the only way that you're going to make really good money with the freelancer is you are going to have to stick with expensive commodities. And what I mean by that is you're going to be looking at things like laranite. You're going to be looking at, um, and laranite's got a good spread on it, usually about 2.5 to 3 AUEC. But you want to be trading anything that is a minimum of 150 or higher for you to be able to make any kind of funds, and it will still feel like a slow grind. And granted, this angle sucks. I'm not happy about this approach. This is the one that I usually belly flop on when it happens. All right, so yeah, John, it's frustrating when you first start out and you wanting to jump into doing trades, um, but you do have to grind out the starting capital. Mining. The prospector, yeah. So Xano's got that. It's 44K a day, and without the upgraded Helix mining head, you'll probably be looking at about maybe 25, 30K per trip on average. So if you've got time to grind it, you can still make some good money on it. Now, the other thing that I would recommend for a new person in the game, spam chat and tell chat that, not Chad, but chat, that you're looking to be a pilot for somebody who's looking to do speed runs in their Caterpillar. Okay? Usually, they'll offer you a percentage of the cargo, and percentage of the profit in order to be a pilot for them. So that is another way that you can kind of get your fix on doing a little bit of trading, but all you're going to be doing is flying at that point. As a matter of fact, if you want to, and you're still kind of struggling on funds as of tomorrow, then, we can set up a little bit of an event, get, Xano, get a couple others, and we'll load up all the Caterpillars that I have, and we'll get out and go do some runs and do some trades, and then you can earn a little bit of cash that way too. Alright, so first and foremost, let's talk to Bob. Let's see if we can synchronize to the location. And you see, I can't even talk to Bob. Which tells me the terminal is not going to work. So back out to the ship. So for all of you guys that have been running into problems with getting the trade terminals to show commodities, this is the process that you have to go through. Go back out to whatever ship that you are flying, and you need to go through and you need to synchronize to the ship's audio channel. Now, you may have to do this process a few times in a row, unfortunately. It just really depends on how goofy the server is acting at the time. So once it's given you the fact that, or given you the notification that you've gone into your ship's local chat channel, now come back out and head back over to your trade facility. Yeah, John, I can't tell you about what was happening there. I think we've all seen some really weird stuff happening. Um, but it's an alpha. Glitches are going to take place. That's just the way it is. All right. So back over here. Let's see if Bob is going to chat with us this time. Still no chat. So let's go over to the trade terminal. Wonder if Ryder is completely bugged right now. Nope. That's interesting. I've never been in a situation where Bob himself would not talk to me and the trade terminal still worked. Okay? I legitimately, I have never seen that happen. But here's the great news. Astatine right now. Let's see what the supply looks like. But at 7 a share, knowing that this is going to sell for a $2 spread, if you have enough, like I do at this moment in time, to fill up a Caterpillar, this is a fantastic trade. So 392K, right? So with Astatine typically having a 2 AUEC spread, that means I'm going to make somewhere around 112,000 on just this one flight. So right now, it looks like Astatine is, at least the refresh rates on this server are doing really, really well. So as of today, or right now, I will tell you, ETA looks like it's a good route to hit every couple hours and be able to pick up some Astatine for resale at either Lorville or Port Olisar. Those would be your fast turnaround times. So next destination, we're going to run back to Lorville, grab a second Caterpillar, and then we're going to head off to Ariel and go check on Ariel to see what's happening with Laranite and with Titanium. See if we can open that route up. But in the meantime, guys, if you're on and you want to go ahead and go make some quick cash, go ahead and run on over to ETA and check out Ryder and oh goodness, Woodruff, and see if they've got some available stock for you at this point. I don't want the Comray. I really don't want Everest Harbor, but it's close enough. All right. Now, Zano, that's right, and John, as long as you feel confident in your ability between you and a buddy, and being able to really work the freelancer and the turret systems, that freelancer is a pretty quality ship. So it still should be able to handle those types of bounties pretty easily. But my opinion is, if you're looking to make faster money that you're not eating up in restock and resupply, if you're, like me and probably not one of the best dogfighters that's out there, then the box missions will run you really, really well. Now, also, Zano, you have to fully explain some of that because you have a tendency to get into some of those missions where, you know, you're really skilled at flying in, knocking down a couple of ships, EVAing, stealing another ship, continuing the mission, doing some more, and just keep rolling through that type of scenario. So make sure that you fully explain when you're recommending that to John how to really make it through there. It's not just counting on the solo ship that you're flying. It's counting on using the various ships that are available to you at the time, even your enemy combatant ships. Let's see. Destroy 3 stats under 5 minutes. Issue is, as soon as you destroy one, enemy ships start appearing. Okay. See, you tend to do a lot more of those missions, Xano, and stuff like that. Those are going to be things that, like, I kind of gear towards on Saturdays for us to be able to work through and do. Because that gives me all Sunday to deal with any kind of crime stat that I get. Alright, so just to recap, asked teen over on ETA, guys. Right now, the prices are right. Looks like the supply's right. So that is the first recommended trade for Monday. Feel free to go get your ships, regardless of what size they are, because you will make some profit out of it. And go see what you can do about loading up over there. Alright, and I've started, during my automated landing processes, just saying, you know what, let me launch it off, it saves a little bit of time, and then I could run through the caterpillar. And if you listen to your audio, as soon as you're on the ground, you'll start hearing doors close. It looks like we're kind of bugged a little bit, but that's alright. No big deal. Boy, it landed us back here, didn't it? Goodness. Okay. Automated landing. Note to self. It's not doing well today. Morning, Revere. How you doing, bud? It's all good, man. I appreciate it. How was your weekend other than that? I really, just to tell you, I really do appreciate the fact that you kind of jumped on helping us out and making some of those tweaks this weekend. That was above and beyond the Call of Duty there, bud. Now, auto land, I've noticed in the Freelancer is significantly worse than any other ship that I've auto landed in. I continuously have more problems in the Freelancer with auto land than I do with any other ship. On the org operations page, we'll check it out. We'll definitely check it out. And I did first thing this morning as I was doing my roadmap review and everything else. I did pull up, obviously, the Gallic tool, and you know, made sure I let everyone know that what pad was that on? 4 or 5. Was busy chatting, wasn't paying attention. So we're on 4. All right, and did let them know that this is a tool that you built, and that showed them where your Patreon link is, and hopefully you get a little bit of support for people that are enjoying the fruits of your labor. All right, trying to tie the ledger and payouts to the end of a running operation. Okay. Help captains manage 3+ ship org. Oh yeah, or retreat ops. Yeah, those are a bit challenging actually. I mean, if you've got the right pilots in, obviously it's not too bad. Um, but the bigger the flight op, the more challenging it is in the trade world to try and get all this kind of stuff done. Now, I say that, but then I had Xano and Jelly helping me out the other day, and they were busy making it fun and interesting. All right, so on to check route number 2 for everybody. Let's see how well we're doing. And right now, I am getting some serious chop out here at Lorville. That's pretty rough. My frame rate's just plummeted. Revere, I did get the 3 million. We actually hit 3 million in record time. I think it was 7 hours and a few minutes. So I set a personal record on getting through the 3 million. And basically, I think we ended up right at like 3.2. So what ended up happening is I gave Jelly and Xano each each a million of that for flying for me for the day, because they spent 7 hours with me doing this. Okay, so I gave each of them a million for the day, and then used that last 1.2 to pay for Friday's Cutlass Black giveaway. So it worked out in the long run. So flatline, a Caterpillar is 4.68 million, and you have to you buy them over at Levski from Teach's Shipyards. All right, so the next one, let's go ahead and get to Ariel. Where are we? Oh, crud. Let me just reset that. We should be lifting off. We're on the wrong side of the planet, which means we need to set to Aberdeen first. All right. So flatline, yeah, dude. If the sooner you can get a hold of a Caterpillar, absolutely the better, man. The world kind of, and I hate to say this, the world kind of opens up to you when you have a cat. Now, I didn't say the frustration level changes because let's just be quite honest. The moment you get a cat, you're looking to do a big trade, and when you're first starting out with the caterpillar and first starting to trade, there is nothing worse than all of a sudden losing 300,000 or 400,000 in cargo. Oh, this isn't where we want to be. That's right. We had to make the micro jump. Not Aberdeen. We're going to Ariel. Man, I get so easily distracted in the morning. It's pathetic. This whole giving up caffeine thing is killing me. Alright, so you have the sub-Carrick, and that's fine. Use it while you've got it to your advantage. I understand that's the whole, 400, the loss that you took. But while you've got it, use it to your advantage. You can make some pretty good money with some cheap commodities if you just want to treat it as you're grinding with it, without having too much risk. But that's where your things like distilled spirits and scrap runs and stuff like that will be one of your best friends. All right, let's head into Besdick and see how it looks. But if not, obviously astatine will be a good run for you, like what I did right off the bat. Go to Eda and get astatine. That'll be a good run for you. Diamond will be a quality run for you. Coming out of Tram and Myers and heading it to Lorville. Grab scrap out of Lorville and fly it back. If you want to take a little extra time, go to Aberdeen and pick up some gold, and then fly that back to Port Olisar. You'll probably end up making around 80 or 90K round trip doing diamond and gold. But you will be risking roughly 300K every leg. So it's viable. You just kind of got to be careful, like you are with any other type of trades, and take it with a grain of salt if you happen to get a 30K or something else goes on. I give Xano his dues. He convinced us early on to switch over to the European servers. By early on, I mean last week. And I don't think I've really regretted it yet. I think we've had 1 or 2 30Ks that have taken place. And other than that, it's just been a pretty solid server set. Flatline, I run until I 30K. Now, I caveat that by saying if I'm starting to see behavior in the servers that I can't explain, I will bounce to another server. So if I'm continuously going to the same location and the terminals are constantly bugged out, and or I'm running into scenarios where I can't get my quantum drive to work right, or my navs to work right, and it's just absolute complete garbage. Those are ones that I'll usually run into where I go ahead and make an early determination to land a ship and then go ahead and swap servers. The challenge that we did the other day, and good morning, Stock Project. Glad to see you're joining us. Hadn't seen you chat with us before, so if you're brand new, welcome to the stream. But Flatline. So basically, the other day when I did the 3 million challenge, okay, We were on for 7 hours with no 30Ks. And yep, stock, I'm enjoying it. You know, Monday's kind of a laid back day where I do a quick review of what happens with the road map and a few other aspects of the game, um, and a little bit of lore, a little bit of history. Kind of do a weekend review thing, and then run around and try and figure out what trades are running really well for the day for people to exploit and have a good time with. So mostly it's about just chit-chatting back and forth with people, having a good time. Flatline, thank you very much for the raid, buddy. I really do appreciate it. I am glad to see you popped over with a bunch of people here. So for everybody that's on, welcome. Appreciate it. I'm just exploiting some trades this morning and letting people know what is flowing and what isn't flowing. So everyone can hop on with their Carracks and their Caterpillars, run out and try and take all the commodities that are possible. All right, Stockman, we'll see you later, buddy. Have a good one. All right, so I'm going to pick up just a little bit of Laranite just so that I can do the test when I get over to the terminals and see what the resale values are currently at. But once I have that on board, let me see what else we've got here. First off, I want to check and see if Laranite is flowing as a total commodity again. So let's see, what is our max quantity we are able to get? Only 22. So it looks like Laranite's regulated itself because last week pretty much anybody and their brother could go get so much Laranite. It was insane. I watched the price almost flip into the negative at a certain point in time. It was horrible. Now I will tell you this. Bezdik, I'm going to give you a thumbs up on this trade. Run out here and do this all day long if you can. You're going to make some serious money if you do this. Titanium at 710 when it sells for 890 is a fantastic option. So as you can see, it's giving me a destination full. So titanium is flowing this morning, guys. Get everything you have, get all your ships together, start running Bezdik and Lathan at Ariel, and start grabbing all the titanium that you possibly can and running it back and forth to Lorville. This right here is going to be your bread and butter for the day. Okay? So, rule of thumb, if you see titanium less than, basically, in my opinion, less than $7.25 a share, grab it. Because that little process right there at 710 and being able to sell it at 890, you're going to make roughly just about 101K per round, per run. Yeah, so prices can change between patches, prices can change between days. The more a commodity gets run, the prices can change on that given day also, Machuza. So it's one that once you find it and you know that it's there and you just saw it on stream, get your butts out there. Go grab it while you can. Jelly, seriously? No, Jelly, I need you to come be my protection at Latham. And funny enough, this is actually Bezdik that we flew into. So Lathan should be just as good. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get this load back. So as of right now, trading in the verse seems to be going back to what it should have been. So astatine verified this morning. Now titanium is verified this morning. So I think it's time for us to go make a trip across the verse with our next caterpillar and see if we can verify diamond. So once we head this back into Loreville, we're going to go ahead and make a little bit of a longer run. Zano, just shoot down the competition. No, man, let people do some trades. Let them make some money. Hold on a second here. Let's get this guy heading for space. All right. Let's see. So no changes depend on the consummation. So Anderson, yes, the changes do go primarily on consumption. There is a little bit of fluctuation between how much the quantities are when you jump between servers. The prices should be stagnant and steady between the servers, which is great. However, what I will tell you is make sure that you're really paying attention to what your buy and your sell is. If your buy and sell margin shrinks below 150 AUEC per share or per SCU, then that's usually when I would say it's time to go ahead and move on and pick a different commodity. Because what'll happen is that too many people are trading that commodity. Okay, that's when things are going to shrink for you. And then it quickly starts to snowball to a point of which it's not worth running the run anymore. Xano. Let's just say that to make them comfortable. Wink, wink. Dude, don't be a dick. All right. So what side of the planet are we coming up on? We are coming up on the far side of the moon. Come on. Don't be a pain. So we're going to have to make another micro jump in order to be able to get to Hurston pretty easy. All right. If they complain in chat, it's a weapon system malfunction. Yeah, Xano, I'm gonna say you do you, brother. You run out there and you camp all you want and do what you're gonna do. You were trying to scan, but you didn't hit tab. Yeah, that's that would be an unfortunate series of events there. So for those of you that are wondering why I'm doing all the extra jumps right now, one of the bugs that I have been experiencing is that my my Moby doesn't want to plan routes properly. So I'm having to do a little bit of extra runaround sometimes in order to be able to get stuff to work. And because I'm interacting with chat, taking a look off screen, I'm just letting the jumps go ahead and run through. Alright. So as of right now, for today, the daily recommendations are Astatine out of Ida, off of either Ryder or Woodruff. And now Ariel, Besdick, and Lathan, ignore the Laranite and run the run Titanium, given the prices that it's currently at. Either of those, if you sit on those and run those runs for a while, you're going to make a pretty good killing. And we're about to go confirm Diamond. See how that one plays out. So guys, I'll give you a heads up. I am not hearing the audio coming off of my my stream itself. So unfortunately, there may be some times where if follows and other things take place, if I don't recognize you, and Xano or Jelly, especially you guys, if you guys see somebody that that did a follow or did a subscription, something along those lines, and I don't call it out, you know, please let me know. I would like to recognize everybody as we go through. Kind of back me up and see it and call it for me if you can. Okay, let's see. Titanium hovering around 710 to 730 at Sal 5 and Sal 2. Yes, that is another location. I haven't been there yet this morning to verify it. That is one that Anderson Brigham, he's another one of the channel followers. He likes to run out there in those areas. So that is another great location in order to be able to pick up commodities and run them into Area 18 as well. So it's one of those that I don't spend a lot of time out there in Arcor, but if you like the Arcor area, it's a fantastic run to set up. The refresh rates are pretty solid, so you can usually make some pretty good money out there. Now, it's also not a place, and I'm saying this, and this is not meant to be shitty of me, but it's also a place that I don't tend to publicly broadcast because it's not hit very often, which means that when other places are being blown up and your quantities are being completely destroyed, it does give you an option in order to be able to continue trading and making money for the day. And now that that's said, I'm sorry, that location's going to be busted, and everybody's going to be hitting it up left and right. So, are you running into, and hopefully I'm saying that right, are you running into issues where your terminals just aren't showing the commodities? Now, the only other thing that I will tell you is that Area 18, it does have another known bug, and this is one of the reasons why I tend to avoid it heavily for most cases, is it does have a known bug that I believe Hangar 8, which is one of the larger ones for the Caterpillars, it does have a problem and will tend to like have an invisible wall that your ship will crash into. And you'll not be able to get out of it. So I do know that that is an issue, but that doesn't stop people from running to back to Lorville and Hurston if they want to take a little bit of a longer run to make it happen. Alright, so let me see. Started out that way at Sal 2, doing okay now. Are you talking about as far as the trade terminals glitching? Because if that's the case, there is a workaround that I have found that does seem to work. It takes a little bit of time. I ended up having to do it first thing this morning. I know you weren't on stream at that point, but I ended up having to do it first thing this morning. If your trade terminals start glitching out on you and not showing the commodities, first thing that you want to do is run back out to your ship, climb back on it, resynchronize to the local comm channel that's on the ship. You'll get that little blue marker that comes across the top of your screen. And once you do, like this right here, and then once you do that, exit, run back in. If there is a local attendant that is at the facility, don't go directly to the trade terminal. I like to call him Bob. It's the same dude everywhere, right? But just run in, talk to Bob, basically find out how his day is going, and then once you've done that, then run over to the trade terminal. And in most cases, it synchronizes you to the location, and that'll open up the trade commodities for you. It's just a server sync issue. And if it's really, really bad, then you may have to sit there on the terminal and click back and forth between the buy and sell for a few times in order to be able to get that to really clear up for you. Kind of sucks when that happens, though. Alright, so we're in Hangar 5. So let's go check, and we're going to check on Diamond this morning. Yeah, Bob can be a real dick for people who don't go and see how his day is going. And even then, Machuza, dude, do not worry about the spam filter, okay? I am not worried about language in this stream. You will hear me drop every single F-bomb and whatever else that is possible to happen. The only reason why I have the bot on right now is so that people can't spam porn links. So, you missed the morning competition to see who could come up with interesting and unique ways to get around the foul language filter. All right. So on to Diamond. On to Diamond. Machuza, there is supposed to be a way just to do the links, but I've got a generic filter running because I don't run mod. I don't have moderators typically that are reviewing and approving like every single post. So yeah, it's generic, and as the stream grows and the longer that I'm doing this, I'm adding more and more words that just allow the filter to bypass. It's all good. But because I simulcast to Twitch and to YouTube, I have to try and put in some filters, because on the YouTube side, especially the YouTube side, there's a lot of bots that are over there, and they like to spread porn links. Now, although my content on that side is all tagged as mature audience 18 and older, it's still rather annoying when you get links on there that, click here if you'd like to see current ass fetish. I mean, it's stupid stuff. So, it is what it is. I'd rather not have stuff like that happen. And it also in the video link donation stuff that I've got set up, it also runs as a mod filter for that. Oh yeah, Cockpit's a known one. That one gets you every time. I said it first thing this morning that I'm going to have to unfortunately go into my bot and tell it anytime it sees the word cock to let it run through. I don't know what to say on that one. Now, I do have my filter set up so that it will not, so that it won't ban you. It'll just it'll chastise you a little bit. That's the lowest setting that I could put it on. Oh yeah, Jelly. It's sensitive, man. You guys have found some other ways around that. Like, I mean, you just literally called Bob an ass face, and the filter didn't go off on you. Yeah, Epic. If I remove it, it's a dual filter that I have set up. If I remove it, then it opens up links, so web page links. And on the YouTube side, I've been getting spammed with porn links left and right, and that's a violation of their of their content for content providers. So I have to keep it on so that I can keep simulcasting to YouTube as well. Alright, so on our way to Sealand. Let's go ahead and see what we can do. So again, we're going to be checking diming. We're going to check the flow of diamond at this point and see if we look like we've kind of normalized here. So it does not look like Chad will be on today, or at least this morning, so which means I can bring up my voice attack. Bear with me here. Let's change profiles. Because that's the one that I want. Camera and random. There we go. Alright, much better. So this is where everybody's inner, like, 12-year-old comes out to see exactly what kind of curse words you can get away with. So, yeah, go for it, guys. Continue to have fun with it, and then as people pop into chat and get completely and utterly appalled at how much garbage and filth is being shared, I think we can laugh about it. Oh, absolutely. You know, having a software background, that's I'm all about testing the system. Is this where I'm supposed to giggle like a schoolgirl and say Red Dragon said boobies? Yeah. Oh my God, you guys kill me, man. I have just as much fun on stream now with the regulars that are in here, just having a big old grand goofball time. You were talking about the bird. So let me just check with everybody. How's everybody's day going? I know we've got a few more people in between YouTube and Twitch today. How's everybody's day going? It's the titty bird. Uh-huh. I'm almost shocked that it didn't try and bust you right there for saying titty bird. Oh, I know. I know the booby is a real bird. So, Jelly, is that one of those scenarios where it probably would have just been better just to go ahead and work off your, you know, your sentence by going out and mining for about an hour or two? So the funny thing is I'm watching. Okay, that wasn't supposed to happen. Stop all commands. All right. So funny thing is as silly as we're all being, I'm actually watching a bunch of people jump off of Twitch just because of what we're doing. But that's okay. If people can't take a joke, then whatever. It's all about having fun, right? You know, Machuza, I think that, and probably there's a few others, and I'm not going to go there right now. There are a few others that are like that, and I'll just say it this way. If a word is a racial slur, that is when you're going to see me get pissed. That is the only thing that I will ever call somebody out for. Panda Citizen, what's going on this morning, buddy? How are you today? But yeah, Machuza, that's the one thing. I mean, I will not abide by letting anybody go through that routine where they drop a bunch of racial slurs. I don't care if it's even in jest. Okay, I really just don't care. That is the one thing that I will call people out on. All right, so let's see. It's Monday. Work sucks, and welcome to the BMM Club. um, Panda, work may suck, but count your blessings that you have work right now. Lots and lots of people don't. Where is my Tram and Myers? Is it... Oh, we came in on a different angle, so I'm wondering if... yeah. It's always going to be the absolute last location because I came in at a different approach angle. Now let's see if we can run into pirates out here. That would be freaking fantastic, right? That's a good trade to be in all honesty. Especially down here in the south. That is a great trade to be in. I can tell you right now, the IT world's shaken up by everything that's going on. That's for damn sure. And we're supposed to be the ones that are supposed to be the really good at being remote. Alright. Oh, and for those of you guys that are new here on stream, Tuesdays and Wednesdays are dedicated to beginner trading days. So those are the days that typically I will go through and make sure that I kind of walk through step by step how to get into trading based upon the average stuff that anybody would have in the system or in the verse. So those are days that if you're trying to learn more about the fundamentals of trading, then those are days that you want to be around on. Those are days that I'll take you through not only the core trades, what to do, how much money you need, what ships to use, but also the Gallic tool. Oh, I forgot. We are at low grav here. This is one of those ones where I would fly right by it if I wasn't paying attention. Alright, let's see. What did I miss out on? Xanogear. So much firepower from the Buccaneers. It's a feather cannon. So little health. Neutron cannon to the hull and boom. Sounds like a prospector. Alright. Now, guys, this one right here, I don't think I've ever seen a time where I've had issues here at Tram and Myers getting supply. It's just a matter and a question of what the actual purchase and sale price is here. So, like Tram and Myers, because there's no Bob, If your system glitches out and you can't get access to the trade terminal, the only thing you have is going in and out of your ship multiple times, trying to get it to resynchronize. Alright, so 585 for Diamond is fantastic. Laranite, 2665. It's not bad, but again, the refresh rate is absolutely horrible. So if I were trying to maximize the most money that I could, I would say grab what you can, Laranite, take it with you. But right now, again, I'm just trying to verify. Again, Diamond running out of Tram and Myers. It's another one for the day. You'll be good to go in order to be able to get what you need. Alright, so it looks like shooting in a ship synchronized. It's working for mining. Maybe it's working for trading. We could try it at some point in time. I'm not opposed to it. Yep. Should be about 101K actually, Panda. That was, I already confirmed that one first thing this morning. But I'm going to go ahead and run this load back over to Lorville. And then that'll give me 3 Caterpillars worth of trade commodities to mess around with at this time. But realistically, it looks like all the core trades within the game are currently functioning and functioning well, with the exception of Laranite. Laranite is not flowing the way it was earlier last week. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get our course plotted here. Hopefully we will not run into any major issues. We'll make another trip down to Arcor 45 really quickly and go check out. I do have a 4th cat sitting there. Camera and random. So, Anderson, yeah, we'll run down there very, very quickly, and we'll go check out and see what's happening with that particular location. So, thank you for reminding me, actually. So, Machuza, the thing is that from my understanding, and I'm not a programmer in the game, right? From my understanding, it's an average refresh rate, so it hovers around a very, very close to what the average is when you start looking at some of the tools that are out there. So it's not a perfect refresh rate, but it's usually within a very small, tight window. And I know Revere, you're probably still watching over on YouTube. Would you know for sure whether that's the case or not? I'll give him a second to try and respond to that. So Panda Citizen, yes, actually I am using voice attack. Luke, hey, I've switched over to watching you on YouTube, Twitch, loving the videos, really helpful for a new trader. Well, I appreciate the statement there, Luke. So for a new trader, I would honestly say that Tuesday and Wednesday's content is probably what you're going to want to pay attention to more. Machuza, thank you for the follow. I did actually get some audio that time, so thank you very much. Let's see. So Luke, let me get back to that. Again, I appreciate it, but Tuesdays and Wednesdays are my new to trading kind of tutorials things, and week in, week out, they may kind of feel like they're kind of the same thing, but we get a new audience on such a regular basis that I want to make sure that anybody who gets into the game has an opportunity to really learn how to make trading work. Because if you do it and you do it wrong, or you just kind of do it willy-nilly, you'll never feel like you're making anything. You'll feel like you're fighting it constantly, and it's kind of a pain in the butt. Shylock, morning. Welcome back, buddy. How you enjoying the ship? For those of you that are new to the stream, Shylock was Friday's Cutlass Black giveaway. Stop all commands. So, Panda, I have two different sets. I have downloaded one from a streamer that I like following called Begonis. He has his profile available. I will probably upload his profile to, again, I'll probably upload that over to my Discord so that people who do have voice attack could get it if they'd like. He's got a crap ton of commands in his that I'm still trying to figure out. He's done a fantastic job programming his stuff. But the primary profile in most cases that I run is a very, very basic profile that I set up just using core keybinds. Nothing really from a standpoint of macros or anything like that, but just core keybinds. I find that that really does help to just have that basic stuff sitting there. Alright, let me see if I can catch up with chat here a little bit. So let me land. David, I'm gonna land and then I'm gonna grab my profile and show you guys what I actually have set up. But in most cases, it is legitimately just a ton of keybinds, and that's really it. That way I could take my hands off of the keyboard and mouse, especially when it comes to fighter combat and light fighter combat, so that you can do things like your flares, your chaffs, your your cruise controls, other stuff along those lines, where it's stuff that you would normally have to come off the joysticks in order to be able to work on a keyboard with. Let's see. Okay, so Shylock. I've been putting it through its paces. Love the ship. Have you started to do any upgrades to it, Shylock? I don't have a ship big enough to make profit worth the time. I'm currently doing different things to make money to buy a Caterpillar in game. So Machuza, let me ask you right now, what kind of ships do you currently have in your fleet? Because there are ways to make money with just about damn near anything that you have. So, Shylock, you're saying you are ripe for the picking to come in and be a pilot for me on one of my major trade days then, right? That's what you're saying? So that we can get you some extra money in your pocket? Oh, crap. That's the first real wind gust I've felt out here in a while. That one actually woke me up, made me have to pay attention to flying. And most of you that have been here for a while, you know I'm not that gentle on these caterpillars. Alright, so let me check back over here. So, Cutlass, Prospector, Aurora, and the Free Freelancer. So, yeah, missions right now, if it's really kind of how you want to do it, right? Machuza, if you wanted to do trading and really get familiar with trading, you can. You'll make some money, but you won't quite make it as fast with the freelancer as you would if you were using one of the larger ships. Again, you'll make more with the box missions, and you'll make more with some of the standard call to arms missions and things like that if you're a pretty solid pilot. But if you wanted to practice and really get good at trading and understanding the do's and don'ts, then the only way that you're going to do that is to yank that freelancer out and get out there and start knocking out trades. On the Prospector, yes, absolutely. Grab your Helix, install that thing, and then run out and just mine your ever-loving butt off. That's another great way to make funds. It's how I bought my first Caterpillar. Took me about a little over 2 weeks in order to be able to save up the money of just non-stop grinding, but it made it. It was there. Alright, so it's not registering which pad it's on, but that's alright. Caterpillar 4. ArcCorp mining on 157 on Yela. Only pick up Agricium, Laranite, and Quantanium. So, Panda, yeah, that's a really good place. One of the other places on Yela that I like going to is Benson Mining Outpost. But don't fly directly to Benson. Once you come into system, look for the mountains that are off to the sides and head towards one of the mountain ranges that's off to the sides, and then start following those. And you'll find some really good Agricium and excuse me, you'll find some really good Agricium deposits that are running along those lines. Hangar 4. Alright. Bounties PvE around Hurston. Let's go ahead and get our comm links open and just go ahead and get this door open so I'm not having to screw with it when I'm in the ship. Let's see, future ghost missions are good. Warrant missions, things like that. Yep. Now, if you really are feeling froggy, you know, I always forget the name of the mission itself, but Jelly, help me out here. What's the name of the Caterpillar mission that you're freeing the prisoners on? You do get a crime stat for doing it, but if you complete the mission, and you're going to make like 30K in just doing the mission itself. So there are plenty of ways to go through that, and if you're not worried about the crime stat, I think you can spam that mission over and over and over again. And the better you get at it, the quicker you're going to be able to turn those funds around. Don't do it. You get screwed by bounty hunters. Price of Freedom? Yeah, that's the one. Um, Good lord. Freaking choppy as hell. Frame rates are horrible in Lorville right now. So, again, it works. If you've got some people that you can count on for some protection and you've got some people to play with, go out and do it. Go have some fun. It's, in my opinion, it's worth it. But realistically, find what you want to do in the game, that niche that you really want to play in, and then, kind of exploit the hell out of that one, and then come back and do some of those side missions. War Medic. I went to jail and had to do 11 hours for that mission. I know, buddy. I'm sorry. It was a messed up weekend. What happened this weekend? Nobody can really just put their finger on it. Double tap missions. You can spam those with a second person, and they're like 32k each. So, Chief, I don't think I've seen you chat with us before, so welcome to stream. But I have not done the double tap missions, so that's something that I can't honestly speak to. I mean, I'll take your word for it. We've got plenty of other people that are in stream that have a little bit more experience than I do with some of these various missions, since I'm primarily just a trader in the game. But that's awesome if you can make about 32k each. Are those the ones where it's basically like non-stop constant ships just coming in on you? Let's see, what side of Hurston are we on? Oh, we're on the clean side, so we should be able to make it down to Arccourt. And we are heading for Mining Facility 45 to check out and see how well that one's running today. Alright. They are 32k each, but it's split into two more. Camera and random. But it's split into two more depending on how many friends you have, unless your friend is willing to help you out without pay. Alright, I see. I'm still kind of struggling on what the mission is. What do you do in the mission? Bounty hunter missions around Hurston and the moons that orbit. Hurston, mainly the moons. Okay. So is it just like bounty hunter mission itself, over and over and over again? It's just multiples? Oh, okay. All right. Perfect. Perfect. Now I understand which one you're talking about. I have heard about that one. All right. Fair enough. You have to take out two targets at two different locations simultaneously. Um, oh, by the way, Chief, thank you for hitting that. Those are some things that I was working on first thing this morning. I have that one. I also have one that's for a PC setup for when people want to ask that question. There's a few more that I'm going to be working on where it's the exclamation point, um, whatever statements in order to be able to get people the information that they're looking for. Just trying to expand some of the little toys that are sitting here available at my fingertips now. Alright, so Discord seems to be going a little bit more interesting. Stop all commands. I realized that I didn't do this, so let me pull this over here. Guys, so what you're going to see in front of you is the large profile that I downloaded from Vagonis, and I will make this available over on my Discord itself. But there are a ton of commands that are in here and that are set up that give you full control over your entire ship. Launching countermeasures, being able to run VTOLs, being able to do all kinds of other things that happen. You know, running your Mobi-Glass itself. There's hangar interactions. There's other functions. There's FPS controls. So there is a ton of stuff that's available that's sitting in that. Now, normally, when I'm running online, I'm going to run mine, which is a lot more basic. I just set up the keybinds so that I can very easily and quickly run through what I need to run through. Launch quantum drive. Let's see. So Revere, thank you so much, dude, for this morning flying around checking out the commodities. To those busy at work, turn in. All right. So yeah, it is what it is, man. First thing Monday, I want to be able to get people set up for the week and get things going to get those major trade routes done. We'll end up seeing, more as the basic trading series on Tuesday and Wednesday kicks in, because I like to try and explore other alternate trades for people. Alright, Discord's just kind of going nuts. I don't want to keep flipping back and forth, guys, so if you're trying to get in touch with me on Discord, just type it into chat here. Honestly, those free freelancers y'all get, the gimbal is insane. Yeah, Chief, anybody who is a good quality, freelancer pilot, I was told the other day, and I will agree, don't ever sleep on a good freelancer pilot, because some of those guys will just tear you up. If they know what they're doing, they will get a hold of you and get a hold of you good. Landing gear. Yeah, I don't mind the little beep here and there, but I don't want to mute Discord fully, because that's when I know how Chad and a few other people get on. And it is what it is. It's all good, man. It's just fun. Enter third-person view. So yeah, like I said, this is my basic one here. So I can do all kinds of things, like when I'm going through, I can set my cruise controls, I can cycle my countermeasures, I can set my engines any way that I want to. I can do my power settings across the board. As a matter of fact, it looks like I'm about to fly into a mountain, so bear with me here. Enter third-person view. Cruise control. Enter third-person view. Yeah, Jelly, I probably will get to that point here in just a minute, but not too worried about it. Alright. Let me do one of my world famous just slam it on the ground landings. And obviously the wind out here sucks right now. You can just see that ripping through. So, again, I'm not worried about it. The caterpillars can take a beating. So, there is no point in ever being gentle with one of these bad boys. You're not getting any game audio whatsoever? Alright, give me a second here. No game audio whatsoever. So let me go ahead and take the desktop audio back up. And let's see. Let me go ahead and mute for 1 hour. That way I don't forget to turn it off. Alright, Red Dragon, are you hearing a little bit more audio now? Should hear doors and stuff sliding open. Have my audio slider turned down just a bit. So yeah, guys, you guys run across something like that, tell me. Let me know, because, again, I can only hear what I can, and I don't want to have the stream duplicating in my ear. So yeah, for anybody that's in stream, guys, again, let's talk to Bob here.
What can I do for you?
Hey, Bob, what's going on? Let's see if you're going to be a rude ass today.
Yeah, fine.
That's all you got for me? Dick.
Bye.
Well, at least you pretty much didn't tell me to go to hell this time. Okay, come on. I know I got a ship sitting out there. Alright. So, obviously, Diamond is a little bit higher here, but Diamond is a location that you can fill up on out here. 587 versus 585, it's negligible. So, this is, we're out here on Walla at Shubin Mining Facility, 45. So this is a good place that you could fill up on Diamond if you want. Now, what Anderson asked me to check on is one of his favorite trades, apparently, is here with the Laranite. So 2739. Now, if you look, Anderson, I'm going to go ahead and, kind of humor you for a minute here. I'm going to go just on the safe side that if somebody just was here, I'm going to go ahead and purchase the Laranite. And then we're going to go ahead and wait our 5 minutes. So I'm going to just interact with chat for about 5 minutes. And then we're going to come back and see what happens with Laranite. So I have 1109 right now. Oh, let me just leave that on. But I have to open my chat window back up because of manipulating a few things. There we go. So I'm just going to kick back and wait. Got 1109. I'm going to go ahead and give it the 5 minutes, and we're going to check and see what happens, Anderson, with the refresh rate. Because the refresh rate is supposed to be 10,000 units per minute. So if we wait 5, we should have more than adequate supply here to fill up the Caterpillar. If not, then something's been tweaked in the server's refresh rates. Okay? And we'll kind of go from there. Alright. Let's see. Yeah, Chief, I have absolutely no problem, with contacting anybody on Discord. I will reach back out to you, as Jelly will tell you, as Xano will tell you. There's a couple of guys, War Medic will tell you. Myself and Chad, who's another one of the guys here on the channel that helps me out a lot. We are on a fairly regular basis. So, during stream time, I try and keep it to what my niche is, which is here in trading. After hours, um, pretty much everything is fair game. So I will definitely hit you up, and we can pair up in the verse, and make sure that we kind of run through some of that stuff and check it out. Also, Chief, by the way, and for anybody else, if you haven't seen it, my in-game user tag, even though the channel is called Tabletop Nerdcast, it's a bigger channel than just myself. We do role-playing games and other stuff. But in verse, I'm the one that primarily plays Star Citizen. You will know me as AftBiohazard. So please feel free to send me a friend request in-game if you guys ever want to run. Let's see. So Robin J, welcome back to stream. I think we saw you a couple of days ago, so I know you're in and out intermittently, but thank you for coming back this morning. Something I haven't thought about using during my space trucking. Patience. Right at the end of the other day. Yeah, was it Saturday, or was it the end of Friday's giveaway? Alright, so you guys know my opinion of Bob. He can be a jerk, but Bob has one of the most fantastic... I want to look at your t-shirt, Bob. I don't want to talk to you. Fine. Quit being a jerk. I don't want to talk to you. You were an ass earlier. All I want to do is see your t-shirt.
Need something?
Okay. So, for those of you that know me, you'll know that I really do like Bob's t-shirt here. If I could get a hold of one of these gutter wash t-shirts, I'd damn sure be buying one. For whatever reason, I really like the overall view of this t-shirt.
This isn't the time.
See? You're a jerk. And there's somebody coming inbound, so let's see what's going to happen. I don't know if you guys heard it. I heard it. There was a ship that flew overhead here. Alright, Chief, thanks for the follow, buddy. I really appreciate it. All the follows and all the subs, everything that everybody's doing is really helping this channel grow and come along really, really quickly. So I just want to say thank you to everybody that's here, especially everybody that's been here from very early on. And this is why I don't like waiting for 5 minutes. So, Jelly, was it you that actually flew in? Or should I say flew past? Uh-huh. Why am I really not trusting you in this scenario? Alright, let's just happen to see. So, nope. I think we're still waiting. Console, quit. Alright, so you see how the console's acting funny because I'm not moving. Things were kind of going wonky there for a minute, and how it kind of backed me in and out and did other things. That tells me that I'm starting to see some server instability. Holy crap. So we just popped another 358 here. So, if you guys want, I will say that you could probably spend 10 minutes here, and you'll probably be able to go ahead and get what you want quantity-wise. At least for a full run of Laranite. But I'm not sticking around, so I'm going to go ahead and top back off with Diamond at this point. I just heard the door. That's a little unnerving when you don't want to turn around and the door just opened behind you. Especially if whoever this is not going to be happy about the fact that you just took all the Laranite from them. So, let's get moving. I damn sure ain't outrunning that. A little Origin. That ain't happening. Oh, Anderson. Okay. All right. I missed that. So I'm trying to concentrate on both the screen and the chat at the same time. So at least it's you. All right. Now, also, for those people who are... Once we get up into space, I'm going to go ahead and pull something up, and I want to see it and show you a recommendation here. Oh, yeah. So, Anderson, that might just be the case. I mean, it gave me max of what I could get, so I don't know why it left 66 of Laranite left over for you, but hey, if it did, great. And I didn't think I'm with Jelly on that one. I didn't think the 300 series, the Origin, had that kind of cargo capacity to it. Alright, so obviously we can't make the direct jump. So where are we going first? Let's go to Arc L1. Let's set that. We can't go there either. Fun. Arc L4. There we go. That one will take us. Let's get to OM6, and then maybe we'll be able to replot. So let's recheck this one and then head back over to Hurston. Set routes to OM1 and Hurston. Okay. Alright, now I can come back over here to chat a little bit. Just need to get this bad boy underway. I don't like... Full disclosure, even with as much money as I have made in this game, I still do not truly... I'm not 100% comfortable with damn near a full load of Laranite on a ship, just because of the amount of expense that you put into doing this. So, at least on the scale of like running a Caterpillar. So... That's one of those where I'm going to focus up a little bit more, and I'm going to get the ship rolling and get it going as quick as I possibly can to be able to make it back. With any luck, though, the sale price will actually be pretty damn decent. Yes, yes you have, Jelly. You have seen that actually happen over and over and over again. And, the other one that concerns me is when the ship flies off and leaves you stranded by yourself. That one's all kinds of fun. But speaking of, so let me flip over here. there is, let's go to this one. And I do keep this sheet just as a reference, but for those that when the Carrack is no longer available to you, I want to see where it is at. Cutlass, Freelancer, Prospector, Aurora, Constellation. So realistically, your best bet out of what you're going to see here to work with is you can rent a Connie, right? And renting it for a day will end up granting you enough cargo space that you can do some pretty solid trading. But again, make sure that when you're renting it for the 70K, the only thing that I'm going to tell you to run over and over and over again is truthfully Laranite and Astatine. Between those two commodities, you're going to make up what you rented the ship for, and you're within a few trips, and you're also going to make some okay profits. So if you don't have a fleet that has a whole lot of availability to you for you to be able to get stuff, that is always a possibility. Hey, Robin, keep working on it, buddy. You're gonna get there. You're gonna get there real quick, and then that first maiden flight that you get within that that caterpillar, you're gonna be like, I can't believe this craft is mine. And then you're gonna make the same mistake that everybody else makes, and you're gonna go broke because you're gonna do a trade that's just a little bit uncomfortable for you. But it is what it is. We all do it. And then the real catch there, Robin, is what's going to be funny when you fly the caterpillar for so long and you go jump in another ship. You will find yourself oversteering like it is nobody's business. It's horrible how bad you oversteer. Alright, so here's the game plan. Because all 4 of my caterpillars are currently full of cargo, I am going to go ahead and run over to Central Business District and do the trades. Finally, complete those trades and see what the trade prices are looking like for sale on the sale side. And once I get done with that, I think we're going to go do a tour real quick. I will pull out my Bandu Defender. I don't know if anybody or too many people have had an opportunity to kind of see it, play around with it, mess with it, see what it's like. But I will go ahead and pull that one out and give everybody a view of it. It is part of the Merchantman package, which is where one of my caterpillars came from. So okay, we should have had a communication by now, but apparently no. So let's shut down our cruise control. There we go. Alright. I was waiting for Lorville to contact me and they just didn't want to. That kind of sucked. I would have flown right into the damn planet not paying attention. Robin, it ebbs and flows. There are times when you go out there and it's great, and then there's times when you go out there and it's like an hour, hour and a half, and you haven't found a decent rock yet. Now, I will disclose to everyone that last night I was doing a test, and it may be something that I try and do on stream. It won't be today, but it may be Thursday when I'm just doing my grind. Either that or it'll be Saturday. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But because of the amount of caterpillars that I currently have in my fleet, and this is a lot more than most anybody else will. The technique that you saw me use right now, where I go grab a caterpillar, fly it into Lorville, and then grab the next one without doing any trades. Just doing titanium last night, I was able to pull down 403K per hour worth of profit. So it is viable to be able to do some crazy amount of trading. If Laranite were truly flowing the way it was earlier this week, I probably would say that that would be about 2 million an hour. Robin, I have 4. So I know that's an insane amount of caterpillars, but my end goal is that I have enough that long term I can put together enough people on caterpillars that we can go out to a location, clear out about 3 million worth of 2 to 3 million worth of commodity, and haul it back in and make one super humongous stupid crazy trade and see if we can break the game. So Jelly, I'm good with if we could get enough people on with enough cats and enough ships, then we could potentially start spelling out some words at some locations and some sites. I think we probably have to have a good 50 people on a server where we own the server in order to be able to pull that off. So Robin, I run it the way that I am right now in most cases. However, Jelly will tell you and Xana will tell you. The other day, both of them helped me out when I did the 3 million challenge, and we made 3 million in 7 hours of flight time. So it gives me the flexibility to be able to run with a group or solo very, very quickly in and out of Lorville. We just need to go to Tram and spell FU. 6 cats. Alright. I'm down with that. That just means I need to add 2 more cats to the fleet, right? Or we gotta get Chad on with his 2 caterpillars. David, yes you can. You just invite 50 people on and then form your own server. Alright, so I was testing it only when I had a game for players. Maybe that's why. So, Machuza, let me be very crystal clear. Fleet Week was a bad week to test a Caterpillar's capacity and capability. Now that Fleet Week is over, yes, it's a great time to try them and test them. If you've got a friend that will let you fly, you know, and we'll do some trading with you, that's great. But as you've seen this morning, I haven't spent more than 5 to 7 minutes at any given location from the primary zones that I run, and I've got nothing but full caterpillars. So keep that in mind. You do have to be very, very careful about what commodities you're trying to run and when and from where. So that's where Revere's tool comes in. That's where Revere's tool comes in. The Gallic tool. and understanding how that works. I'm not going to give the rundown and the basics on it today, but be here tomorrow and I will run through how I leverage the tool to really focus in on trading, so it shows you how to where to go and what to do. Revere, if it's on a weekend. So I'll tell you what, how about we plan that for Saturday? Saturday is our fun day. We'll see about trying to schedule some time and get everybody together and see if we can totally lock down a server. Alright, so I've got some pretty heavy investments sitting out there right now in what I did. So I started the day at like, I think 8.1 or 8.2 million. Okay? So let's take a look and see where we end up. And again, this was really just verifying what was out there, what was flowing. Fablo, how you doing, buddy? I know it's been a day or two, but welcome back to the stream. So astatine, we bought at 7, we're selling at 9. So this is about 112K profit just on one cargo run. So astatine was confirmed. And again, you're going to buy astatine in bulk quantity off of ETA at either Woodruff or Ryder. Okay, was waiting for that to catch up. Alright, so this was the Laranite test that we had done. So Laranite is only selling for $28.17 here at Loreville, which is absolute garbage. Okay? So I'm not happy with that. Now, I don't recall off the top of my head. We bought it at 26, I believe, on the main Caterpillar that's fully loaded. Now again, this isn't about profit this morning. This is really about what we're seeing as available. So titanium 890, we bought it at 710. So right here we're going to end up making just around 100K. I think we're a few $100 short of 100K on this sale. Alright, again, diamond, we bought at 585. We're selling at 735. So we are looking legitimately at 1.5 AUEC per turnaround. So in this case, we're probably going to make about 86 to 87K profit. So titanium, diamond, and astatine right now are 100% confirmed. Okay, today, if you get in here and you start running these routes, you're going to go ahead and make some pretty good chunk of change. And finally, let me go ahead and clear off this this diamond that's sitting here. Okay. Let's see. I want to say we spent around 900K to load the Caterpillar. So somewhere mid 900s. And if you look at the total commodity coming off of Shubin facility out of Walla, we're going to end up probably making at least probably 190K. So the spread's not bad here. If you physically go to Walla and buy at that cheaper price, but here's the problem. Although it's worth the basically 1.1. Here's what I can sell. So I'm going to be stuck at the terminal for a few minutes if I'm even able to sell it. Because right now the inventory's full. So I could sit here and wait, you know, for a good 5 minutes, 7 minutes, or whatever else, in order to be able to sell. But because I'm not going to be pulling this caterpillar back out for right now, I'm going to go ahead and reset my hydration. And I like to... We're going to do this ragdoll style. I'm going to commit my suicide. Oh, by the way, as of right now, I know that I have 1.1 million available left to me. So that's going to bring me up to basically 8.6 to 8.7. So this morning alone, just goofing around, that was about a 500K profit just this morning. Just goofing around, trying to confirm trades. And ragdoll. Faceplant. I love the death scenes when you're running downstairs. Alright, so that reset my hydration. I know a lot of people don't like to do that. They like to go out and actually buy the food, buy the drinks, you know, do whatever they got to do, but I think it's comical to have some of that happen. Alright, so Xano and Jelly, what are you guys going back and forth about? Excuse me. Nothing is supposed to be reset besides character looks and contract progression. People lose cash and ships. Anything from the updates is 382. So Jelly, you kind of been lucky with that. Chad lost a couple of ships. I've lost a bunch of gear. I've lost a bunch of installed items on ships with character resets and things like that. So it is what it is. But for those of you that are here for just trading purposes, like I said, today, if you're going to jump in and you've got the availability like the Carrack, or you've got a Caterpillar of your own, the main runs that I'm going to recommend to you right now, for speed-wise, it's going to be Titanium. Titanium off of Ariel. Go ahead and grab that and make as many trips back and forth as you want. You'll make some good cash there. Astatine off of Ida, once an hour, run over there, grab some, you'll be good to go. Take it back to Lorville. You'll make some really good profit off of that. If not at the same level as your Titanium, you'll make it just a little bit better. And then if you do have the ability and the funds to do it, the longer run coming from our Corpse Walla, Shubin Facility 45, run that back up into Lorville, and as long as you can get it sold, you're going to go ahead and make some pretty solid profit off of that as well. And if you're just hanging out in Port Olisar and you just want to make a run where you're not deadheading a leg, where you don't have any cargo whatsoever, stop off at Tram, pick some diamonds up, and drop that over at Lorville as well, and you'll end up making a pretty decent little check off of that. Alright, so Banu Defender time. I'm just going to go ahead and take the ship up, give everybody a quick little tour of that bad boy. And one of the coolest things about it is actually its quantum. So we're going to make a jump in the Banu. And I will tell you this right now, the thing is so freaking fuel efficient. Yep, servers are going a little nuts. Question, Jelly. I know there are... So Laura, if you were just using... trading, like New Babbage, but no ship storage. I have never tried it, Jelly. I'll try it off stream and then let you know as well. I'll let everybody know for tomorrow's stream. What hangar were we in? Damn it. We're going to explore. I did not pay attention. I was looking over at the stream, at chat, and I wasn't paying attention. That's my bad. And we got lucky. Alright. So the Defender. This thing is an absolutely fantastic little fun ship to fly. It looks mean as hell. But I love the little gold trimming that's done on there. Everything that's all the detail work that's done to it. Kind of looks like a crab on steroids. At least it does to me. Alright, so inside here, for those that have never seen one, obviously you have your little bunks, you have you know, stuff set off to the side for two different people. You have access to the co-pilot seat sitting over on this side. And then over on this side, you have access to the pilot seat. That's really all there is to this ship's tour. It's pretty sad that it's that small, but the ship itself is fantastic. Highly maneuverable, lots of firepower. Hold on. I'm getting that that drift that's happening again, that bug drift that's happening. Alright, so it's got a very well laid out setup as far as your HUD itself, right? Access to the comms pretty easily. Oh yeah, Panda, the quantum range on this thing is insane. Alright. Don't make a liar out of me. Now, I did tell you I've been flying Caterpillars all morning, so it's going to feel a little strange to actually have this ship. And then your landing gear rotates everything forward to where you get that true crab look. And then almost, you know, like every other fighter that's out there, this thing will get up and scream. And the entire time I was just holding down the afterburner there, and I still didn't overheat this bad boy. Panda, I hadn't had that issue yet. I mean, I did do some basic combat, and that might be what was actually happening, because when we were running the other day, I was running with Jelly. I was having problems with getting weapons on target. Alright, finally. I finally overheated the sucker. Alright. So let's take a look at it from space. Alright, so you guys can see the ship is a beautiful little combination here. We're going to get some maneuvering done. I'll show you what it's capable of. So for those of you that get motion sickness, and I include myself, be forewarned. We're about to do some spins. So it does really, really well. And then if you add in a side drift, the thing can really just kind of cut left and right. It's a fantastic fighter, right? And then the weapons, once they get the weapons, if that is a desync issue, squared away a little better, that instantaneous hit is going to be phenomenal. Now, if I were to hold on here, right? If I were to actually go ahead and unlock it, right, you can see that you have a lot more control over the weapon systems as this thing is flying, which means that from a flight stick perspective, this thing's going to be brutal with what you're able to do with it. Now, Quantum. What I promised everybody here is to be able to show you what Quantum is going to look like here. So we're going to take from Aberdeen, and we're going to go ahead and push Microtech. Now, take a look. It only has 2750, so very similar to a Freelancer here, right? But as I set that route, this is one of the longer flights, right? And obviously you can tell fuel efficiency is fantastic on this thing. Panda, that's probably what I'm going to end up doing with it. Ah, oversteering. That's on me. Alright, so check out this Quantum. Unlike some of the other ships that are in the game, watch once we actually get up into Quantum with this thing. Takes a second to get there. But that. Look at the coloration and what this Quantum, this alien Quantum looks like. This is so freaking fantastic. This is beautiful to me. I really like what they did here, and I'm hoping that when they excuse me, that when they put some of the other ships like the Merchantman and some of this other stuff out there, that I'm going to get a chance to have this type of quantum effect, because I think that's absolutely fantastic. Now, this particular drive, the stock drive, is not the fastest thing in the world, but it's extremely fuel efficient, so that's really, really well. Yeah, so I'm thinking that the Merchantman should have the same effect. That's really why I like it. Now, the other side is obviously the 3,000 plus cargo capacity that it currently has is or is listed to have will be fantastic as well. And then between that, setting that up as a trade ship and letting the shops run, and having a hull, you know, trying to get the hulls together and get one of those into the fleet, putting out a couple of you know, Valkyries as defense ships, and you know, a couple of other, you know, like the Vanguards, getting a few of those put together as some, you know, setups. I think that'll be a really, really cool configuration. And those of my folks that are around here that are regulars, one of the things that I want to do, obviously the capital ships will be a thing in the game, right? And they're going to be very rare and hard to get a hold of. So at some point in time over the course of the next week or two, I am probably going to, I know they're not available at the moment, but I'm probably going to put up a specific donation link on the channel so that the channel can, and the org can get a one of the capital ships. So I got to build up the funds in order to be able to make that investment, and I would like for the channel to be able to do that. So anybody that is part of the channel, part of the org, would have access to be able to use that and fly it and mess around with it whenever, whenever. But I'm thinking that when the annual sale hits in like September timeframe, they'll put up a limited stock quantity, and I want to be prepared for when that happens. I would love to be able to get, excuse me, I would love to be able to have something like the Kraken jelly, and then have it be completely channel funded, so that, again, as the org operations open up and people can, use an org ship that are part of it, make that available to folks to just have an absolute blast with. So you'll probably see a little goal tracker that's going to sit over on the side of the stream, and we'll maybe set that up to where it's like, $1 or $2 donations for something like running a video clip, and that'll go through. So Tian, there is a link down below in the Twitch stream that does have the org link to it, and if for any reason it fails, what I want you to do is look up the org HBINC. So when you do an org search, and we'll just go ahead and go to RSI real quick. Let's go on over. I'll show you really fast. So this is for anybody that is not working with the Twitch side. So if I come down here and I go to community organizations, you can go to the find button, and there's a lot of stuff that I haven't fleshed out yet with it, but under here, just type in HBINC and do a search, and it should bring up the Hauling Butt Incorporated. Not a whole lot of the artwork and other stuff is done, and this is a brand new org, so right now I just have me, Chad, and Percy, which you guys probably have not met here on stream, but the three of us are set up so that we have admin rights and be able to get some stuff done. So as I get all the artwork and everything else done, and the background and things like that knocked out over the course of this week, I'm going to line all that up with starting that donation process. So that's how you would get to it. If not, and you're on stream, there should be a link down below that says to join the org itself, and take you directly to it. I am sorry, Shirayuk. I'm butchering this because I don't have my glasses on, but good morning, welcome to Twitch, glad to see you here. I believe this is the first time I have ever seen you, because I am absolutely butchering your name. But thank you, welcome for being here. Yep, Chad's Executive Marketing Director. Shira or Yuki? Okay, alright, good to know. Alright, so realistically, that was kind of, and you're kind of coming in, Shira, at the very tail end of the stream. I only have a few minutes left of normal stream time, so I will probably be logging off here in just a couple of minutes, but I did, like I said, want to show you guys the Bandu Defender, and just, that is such a wicked setup. I love it. Requirements: do a belly flop and survive on a caterpillar. I don't think you have to survive. I just think you have to randomly plow your caterpillar into any planetary surface, and I'm okay with that. So fly into Tram and Myers at full speed, and yeah, let's see the end results of the full speed belly flop. Yeah, I think we've all done that one. It's fantastic. All right, guys. So let me go ahead and tab over here, because right now I'm going to go ahead and switch our scenes over to our closeout. So, if you'll notice here, we do have our Wall of Fame that is currently posted. So, I want to say thank you very much, Jelly, for being our channel's first subscription, and Red Dragon for doing our first donation, as well as, bear with me here, as well as being our first bits and cheering person. So, and Anderson, thank you for being here on a very first day that we decided to give away a ship, and hopefully you are still enjoying that that Cutlass Black. So with that, guys, I appreciate it, and I'll tell you what, I'm going to end this the same way I do with all of our other streams. Be back tomorrow and Wednesday for our basic trading, and for those that only have freelancers, and we'll get you up and running in the verse and show you what you need to know. And with that, keep on adventuring.